Hey, it's Cordy. Today we are going to make an entryway. I'm going to save my house on PTR so that I can do this without messing up what I have on live, but I'm going to use all of the materials from live just so that we see how it goes. Hey, crazy cats, how are you tonight? Hopefully this will there it is, olive orange, invalid blueprint name. There we go. All right, so hypothetically, this will have saved it. Yeah, there it is. Okay. All right, so I'm going to delete everything and then we'll be able to build an entryway. Let's start at an end. Oh, it's so sad to delete it all. I thought there was supposed to be a way to delete all, but I haven't seen that button anywhere. But we need budget to build and an entryway. Well, I figure the worst that happens is I have to copy and paste myself into here again. Um, so hopefully it won't be too bad. So I guess deleting it has to be in chunks, like, because you can't strand anything, I'll delete all the things. But I realized I didn't really have the budget to do it in retail without deleting stuff, and I didn't want to lose. I guess I'm unable to delete more here, maybe because of the closet. Oh, different. I know my layout had no rhyme or reason whatsoever. Um, but the good thing is, too, I wanted to see about moving some stuff around because now you're supposed to be able to build an entry from the second floor. So I wanted to add in, I guess we got to put some rooms there before we can get to the second floor. So we'll just put a square room here. And then up here, I guess. Oh, it added a second one like that. Wanted to do the empty stairwell. I guess I can. Here's the empty one. And then if we go up to the second floor to move our entry, I think we have to pick it up with this move room button. And then we can go to the second floor. Oh, it didn't carry over. Oh, there we go, second floor. So if we wanted to put it here, we could. Yeah, all right. And then, oh, that wasn't very well thought out of me to have fallen off of it. All right, so we can come back in, and then we'll be in that space. Might have to add another room and then put it onto there to really make an entryway anyway, but now we should at least come in on the second floor, so long as that part works. And it does. Okay, that's beautiful. I want a little extra space, so move him there. Wonder if a closet would be better. Where's the closet? The closet? Let's see here. probably good. And then I gotta delete all these things here, and then we can get started on building it. The other good thing, I suppose, is it'll put all these materials back in my bag so that we can build with it. All right. So one of the first things that I do when I build out these kinds of entryways is exit and enter because you can't really change the space that you portal into. So you have to make sure you're building on the other side of that. I learned that the hard way by like building all of this out, and then the first time that I tried to come in and out of the house, I was in the scenery part as opposed to like actually entering the house, which wasn't very ideal. Um, all right, so we have entered here, and I'm just gonna put down like one of these and do it again. I just want to make sure we're on the right side of that when we come in. Because we definitely don't want to get trapped in between. It looks like we will get trapped. It's got to go a little closer. So we really need to build no further out than like here. So we can make the door small. That doesn't have to be big. And I did do that in the other build because I wanted to be able to kind of hide it, but still be able to use it to click it when we're close. And that would work still. So usually then I start by kind of like building out the scenery on the other side of the door. And usually I'll start with the rugs just to give us um, like a nice background. Did it not give me back all of the square rugs? Well, that's not very ideal. So something's definitely not right when um, the rooms are saved and then deleted because I had a bunch of square square rugs that didn't come back into my I guess I'll have to use one of my 117 the 117 circular ones I have, which is not a problem either, but there's definitely some glitchiness happening here with um, the copying and pasting and saving. It's not quite working as intended. I'm just going to build out the background. So we'll put some scenery back here, maybe some trees or just something to look at through the window that we build in. It doesn't have to be perfect since we're going to build out on top of it, but I do like to try to get it flush enough so that we're building out the backdrop, so to speak, or what we want it to look like when we look out the window. but because we're going to put other stuff in front of it, like the seams don't matter so much. And I would have used the square ones if they put them back in my bag when I deleted the space after I saved it. So definitely something's going on with how it's dealing with that when you import and export things. So we're just gonna, like I said, build out kind of like our skyline, really the background color. And then once we get that together, we can start adding what we want the background to look like. Typically, in that case, I will be there, as will you, because you're serving as our happy tank. Um, I like to use the boulders to start with some background space. We'll make them tiny, but it's just kind of creating the environment back here that we're going to see through the windows. And because we're building in this tiny space, we need to make sure we don't portal into it, but we have some depth there because we do have some space in here that we can put assorted other trees and other things in there as well. Let's make this guy smaller. Get a rough idea of what we want our mountain space to look like here. Yeah, it should be fairly easy, actually, because we don't really need to do much in the way of um, the actual boss fights or anything. It's really just getting in there and um, clearing trash, and we can do it on normal too, it looks like. I was reading about that, so that will make it like even easier. Okay, and then we definitely want to add some additional elements here to make this actually look like something you're looking out. Um, but first, I want to make sure that we're going to portal to the right side of this. So here, we want to make sure we come in on the other side of this. And then we can know that we've done it right and we're not going to get stuck in the scenery if we build the door. stuff on the right side, so we actually need to probably go in a smidgen more. Make everything a little smaller. Well, we can fill in. Oh no. We can add a large assortment of trees. In one of these, I did like a waterfall. You can add a lot of stuff once you lay out the doors. Um, so I wanted to try to create something similar to the one that I built in the Horde House because I kind of like the structure of that with the windows on each side and the door that's kind of open a little bit. Gonna go back and just glance at a picture of it so that I start. I often look at pictures of things I want to build so that I see the pieces as it comes together. I don't know if anybody else does that, but I feel like it makes it a lot easier for me to visualize what pieces need to go where, like having a reference piece. I do that with the fireplaces and stuff a lot too. Another spot here in my picture. So if I use the pillars, actually, if I have enough of them, which I should, because technically everything that was in this house should be here now in my inventory. So that hasn't really seemed to be true. We do have a lot of the columns, which is good. So I'll make sure that we're not going to be too far out. We'll put another column on the side. This will be infinitely easier with the new stuff actually, because they'll match together nicer. We don't need to be quite as big on these outside parts here. So we're kind of framing it out. Like to do one at the bottom, really to get our shape. We're just going to put that one down the floor. One of these isn't lined up right. And then into the ceiling as well. I think that little purple capybara is going to be really cute. And it should be fairly easy to get once we get groups together for it. Right now from here, kind of have to think about the size windows you want. I'd really like to add these windows in, but I don't know if it copied them over. It's a little tilting because I was hoping that it would have given me those pretty ones from the shop, but it did not. So I have a bunch of these. I guess well, you know what? I'm gonna build windows like last time because I don't like how that will look. We'll go back to the pillars because we didn't get the pretty stained glass windows here. I'm gonna make this one smaller so that it's not quite as thick and earthy. And we'll add one. This is the hard part with these columns because they're technically not really scalable. So it's like you have to like eyeball it. You don't really know. You like hope it's the right size. Probably looks about right. Mm, we're lining it up here. We're kind of building out a little bit here. I would like to add um, some like a more decorative piece up here. See what we have for that. Maybe something like one of what do you call those? Not gazebos. Oh, the trellis. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe. Eh, the fan. Go back to our columns here. I'm gonna add a little bit more depth up top here. Kind of like making the window jambs like a little bit there. Someone needs to come over. We're not going to have space to build out a window there. I really need to actually use one of these as a sense of measurement here to try to keep it the same on both sides. Oh, that's probably too small for the door if I move them both in that side. So make this one a little smaller. Okay, we do like 40. Well, it does wind up still being really wide. You know what? Instead of doing it that way, let me find the size I like and then make this that size. A little more logical way to do it, huh? Roughly 30 to on the other side. I just spread that one out so they're so it kind of like makes it even, you know? And then we're also we can put this over here because we don't really need it at this moment. And then it does take actually a lot of beam, but we're gonna, so you know what, we could build out the rest of the window. It's not letting me select it. I guess that glitch hasn't been fixed. Yep. So I'm gonna try to build out like a little door jamb for the area there, window, like that little space. This is probably too big in general, so make it smaller. It's going the wrong way. Add one on the other side. Another happy little column. Because I don't think it's going to get small enough, we'll have to use um, these guys over here to do the top and bottom. Well, it's not critical, but I kind of think it just makes it look like a little more finished. Size with this one. 39. I feel like I often build in random numbers. It's like what fits best, and then that's what I'm stuck with, you know? Something looks odd there, but I don't know what exactly. But we did build out our window. And now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And then we'll go in there and we'll add some window panes. We're just going to make it smaller because it doesn't need to be big. We're really just using it for the purposes of, oh, he fell off there. All right. Luckily, we have an exit house button. We'll come back in at the entryway again. Wouldn't be me if I didn't fall from some height at least 2 times during each build. All right. So we're going to continue with our columns here and build out the space for the windows so that it just looks a little more finished. And we're going to do the top and bottom, which I went for the beam platforms because they get much smaller. And one at the top. These are about 40-ish%. And they don't have to be perfect because they're really only going in there for a little bit of finishing kind of look. All right. From here, we can add some window panes if we wanted to. Hopefully, these dropped back in my bag when I deleted the house. Like I said a little earlier, like some of the things that should be in my catalog after exporting the entire house and deleting it aren't there. So hopefully these Gilnet pitchforks are. Well, there's only 4 of them, and I should have a lot more. That makes this a lot. Well, we're going to have to build them. We can build them with I want to save them for the door. So we'll use, let's see if we use, I wonder if the net came over. 4 of those. We'll just go the old-fashioned way here and build it out with a little beam, small beam. We're gonna add a bunch of these and kind of like evenly space them a bit here. Drop a couple of them. What was this guy? I think it was 35. Yeah. Eyeball these a little bit here. Mm. I really wish they implemented the ability to type in the specific number you wanted. Mm, what do I want to see? Once we get one side, then we'll have an idea of how we want to do the other side. Well, that would be really helpful. Thank you. Hopefully, we can get them done quick and easy. That actually makes these thinner. That looks like I can bring them down to 30. That's a nice thing with the pitchforks is that they're very thin. Try to evenly distribute these. If we wanted, we could try. I don't know how it'll look, but we'll give it a go because why not? That's weird. I don't know if I like that yet, but we'll have to see it. Yeah, I was gonna put everybody in a raid group. Um, that way we could get everybody in one space and then separate them. I think we're gonna have 2 healers and 2 tanks, which is great. But that way we can kind of work off of 2 rooms or 2 groups at once. I see how these match up at the edges. Try to hide them. Just any DPS, really. I think it has to be level 90 to enter the dungeon, but I'm not 100% sure if we're the ones making the group, if that matters. But as long as we can do some DPS, I think it would be fine. It seems like there's an interest for it, which is good. Nope, I pretty much am like a one-trick pony, and the only thing I know how to do is heal. So I've definitely got that covered. One more of these should cover over that space. Then we have to adjust the windows. We'll do it on the other side. Oh, you can tank too. Um, that's great too, because if we can grab another healer, we can get a couple of groups going at the same time. It shouldn't be too crazy. It can be done on normal, and you don't even need to take it to a boss fight. It's literally just the very start. I think we'll be able to do it just fine. Um, Either way, whichever character you want to bring it into it, because it's on normal, I think we'll be able to, generally speaking, move through it pretty quick. We should be pretty overpowered for it, I think, in general, for getting that super cute pet. Words. I literally hate these words so much. The new ones don't do that, which is lovely. They match up really nice. I haven't really played much in the way of alt since the housing has been a thing. try to do this based on where they need to be hidden. This looks like it kind of works over there. If I can bring this one down a little bit. Yeah, that looks better. All right, now we have a rough idea of this is still a little high. Oh yeah, that'll do. Whoop. One, two. This one looks funny. That's pretty. I'm just gonna redo what we did here on the other side. Oh, I haven't looked at the Dark Moon Fair in a while. They have the carousel, right? I think for the what do you call it? For the reputations as well. What professions were you working on? The 10% off. Oh, all of your professions? Do you do them all? Like um, at the same level, or do you? Oh, elegant. I focused on inscription and enchanting for a bit, and I like to do mining and herbalism also. I wish they gave those professions some decor too, because I feel like they could definitely add in flowers and trees or different things like that by utilizing like herbalism or some really cool gems from mining. Do you make a lot of your own decor? Well, that's gonna get at least a lot better. Um, it considerably decreased for the next for 12.1 when they retooled the professions. Um, the decrease was really very substantial in the amount of lumber you needed, like at least half. And some of them were even like up to 60% less than initial. Well, lumber farming was terrible, though. I have to say that was such a pain to get because you only yielded like so few amount. Good luck with that. They don't even want to refund things when they should. I can't imagine they would give you back your lumber. That'd be great, though. At least some of these new ones, at least what was on the PTR that were listed, looked like they'd be from, you do your typical rep grind and then it'd be with the vendor. Don't look right to me. Oh, that's the wrong one. Hey, Wolfie, how's it going? Down these windows. Okay. One more of these platforms should do it. About 30%. That's terrible. That's how technology is sometimes, though, right? I had problems with audio the other day. It didn't want to work for me. Now we're ready to add the door. I'm gonna put a window on top of the door, like a little window too. So I'll try to come across here maybe. That might be a good way. Um, The thing that'll really annoy me is that um, it's not going to sit flush when the two pieces meet each other. Absolute worst. Keep. I've just been doing 30% for these because that just fit the nicest in the windows. Trying to keep the size now so it's consistent. Of course. Why wouldn't it not meet the nice, perfect way? That'd be too easy. Oh, it's like the absolute worst. Hmm. I do here. That not like city. Probably fudge the size a little bit. It just won't match up perfect. A little bit won't matter if we do like 35. Definitely gonna be noticeable. Oh, yes, it's not terrible. Hmm. Yeah, don't love that, but at least it's not as much of a train wreck as the other way was. And because we want to have the depth here, um, I want to have some semblance of window here, but I do want to have like a closed portion. So I'm gonna build that out. So to do that, we would need to add another kind of like trim area. This can be bigger. It's just gonna go like into the floor. Bigger. Then, how small can I make this? I don't think it's gonna be small enough to make me happy. But let's see here. I can make that work. I think I'll put it even over there. Then I'm going to do another one. Give the little trim space underneath there. I feel like it's important to add those little kind of pieces. I don't know if anybody else notices them ever, but I notice them. I made that too small. But this again doesn't really matter a whole lot, so it's going to get scooped up into here. It's really pushing for a little bit of trim. We'll do one on either side there, and then we'll fill that in with something. Do these for that. Because they'll get smaller. And another one for the other side. And I think that was scaled to like 20%. It was just as small as it could go because it was really just serving as the decorative trim type space for this. And now, if I had a square rug, I would put it there and add a little bit of color, but I don't because the game didn't provide that to me when it deleted everything. So, see if we do. That'll do. Is that the large or the small? Which one did I pick up because I wasn't paying attention? Oh, that is the small one. I was going to say it'd be nice if it was large. Maybe I'll make it a smidgen smaller for the board, but not really much. I guess I could pull the trim up a little bit. Oh, wrong one. We'll go back. I don't know if anybody else has these problems, but sometimes it's really hard to move things once you have a pillar there. It's like it always wants to select the pillar instead. Oh, oh yeah. Oh, lamps are hard too. There's many pieces that get so finicky sometimes. Mm, I make this a little polished. Looks like it wasn't quite even. God knows what it's selecting now. Oh, it did select the right thing. I do have, yeah, I was gonna say I have the pitchforks now, um, but now they'll probably look silly. For some reason, it only gave me 4 of them back when I saved the build. instead of the God knows how many I have in here. Well, the way I built it, it won't really work anyway. That's okay. It doesn't really match anymore. I'll go back to making windows with these guys. See how they meet. These were 40, 35. Hopefully a little bit in the middle. Definitely looking forward to the new windows or the new building materials that will allow this to flush up nicer. I forgot to get these there. Oh, try to straighten them out a little bit. On the other side. I think we're 35 on this side. Another one of these. If I could arrange these to hide that. Like, I want this to cover that. Um, one more. Oh, this out of the way. Oops, I really hate the seam. Kills me on the inside. Hide them better. Make this a little bit. Well, I think it's better. A little bit, kind of. Oh, I forgot to add this in up there. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's 11:17. I kept you guys for longer than an hour. Let's just go back and look at it and I'll wrap up. But we generally get the idea of how to put together the door. Like I will play with these because this is not lined up even. Um, these need to move so that they would be more centered in the window. And we would need to add a doorknob. There's like lots of different things. Um, we could do sometimes the stool, a nice little doorknob. The only thing that's bad with that is people can get stuck on them. See, I'm using that. There we go. That time it worked. These are the dyeable ones. They are. The little brown. Premium gray is probably the closest we get to like a stainless steel color. Oh, storm steel. There we go. Let me move that a little bit bigger. Oh, it won't let me select it. I'll have to go and pick it up this way. I don't even know what that was called. Oh my goodness. I can only put one of them back. Well, we know it's some stool. These are all the pillars, platform. Oh, here we go. And oh, there we have it. We have a rough entranceway. It needs some decor back here for sure to make it look more alive and not like you're looking out into like an alien space. But it works to portal in and out of. And would that take us like an hour and change put together? So it's got a lot of potential if you wanted to build out your own entryways, and you've seen it work going in because I've fallen out of it so many times, fallen down and come in and out. Yeah, for an hour and a half, it's not bad. This is the space that needs more work. It would be spruced up with some of the trees and some lighting, back in there, which is easy enough to add and kind of like personal preference on what you happen to like and don't like. So there's definitely a lot, that you can do to give the perspective a distance. I like these ones too, to make it look like there's little houses back there. What are they called? Like the market. No, maybe under miscellaneous. They're like the little, yeah, like these, like the little food trucks. But some of them have lighting too. I don't think this one doesn't, I guess, but whoops, you know what? Instead of going in and out, I do have the new stairs. Like a very messy way here to get us to start probably way further back. So but at least they evenly get to the top now with their redesign. more get us there. Oh, collision. This is like infinitely better than it was. They did a great job paying attention to that and caring. And it looks like a little house. I don't like this one as much. There's one that has cute little lights on it, and it actually looks like a little house, but it's like a rough start. And obviously, like I put the blue here too. You can change that color to make it match your rooms and things like that, or spruce it up. But quick and easy. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your evening.